2002, the world was introduced to shoes that looked like a mix of rubber flip-flops and a terrible nightmare. But they became a phenomenon, and then a multi-billion-dollar brand. These slippers were so ugly that they were only sold in specialty stores for yacht enthusiasts. And now Crocs are iconic shoes worn even by top designers and celebrities. How did this happen? How did a brand destined to fail manage to do the impossible? Today, we'll tell you a story that starts with total failure and ends with a true revolution in the fashion and comfort industry. What's behind this amazing transformation? How did one idea and a few bold moves turn Crocs into a symbol of global success? You're watching the Pandemic of the Mind channel, where we talk about everything that changed the world. We really need your support with a subscription and a like to help this video finally get into YouTube's recommendations. We'd also love to see any comments you might have. Intro. In 2000, three friends from Colorado, engineer Scott Siemens, entrepreneur Lyndon Hanson, and marketer George Bodeckers, set off on a yacht trip along the coast of Florida. They were united by a shared interest in business and new technologies. During the trip, Siemens pulled out a pair of strange-looking shoes he had brought back from Canada. They looked like a cross between garden clogs and hospital slippers. The shoes were made from a material called Croslite, a patented foamed resin that's similar to plastic, but with rubber-like properties. Croslite is lightweight, resilient, moisture-resistant, odor-free, easy to clean, and molds to the shape of your foot. Skeptically eyeing the shoes, Hanson and Bodecker, saying, "This is the ugliest footwear we've ever seen." But Siemens insisted, "Just put them on." And when they wore them, right there on the yacht, all three realized that maybe appearance wasn't everything after all. When the trip was over, the discussion about the strange yet surprisingly comfortable shoes continued on shore. The impression from Croslite was so strong that the friends began to wonder, what if they launched their own version of these shoes? The idea seemed risky. The product looked too unusual to capture the mass market. Scott, Layden, and George decided to start their own company and named it Crocs, Inc. to begin manufacturing shoes made from the innovative Croslite material, which they believed to be a true revolution in comfort and convenience. Nevertheless, they contacted a Canadian company called Foam Creations, which produced the material. They managed to secure a license to use the Croslite technology and obtained exclusive rights to manufacture shoes from it. The next step was to develop their own model. They decided to emphasize the maritime theme, adding more ventilation holes and making the sole more textured to prevent slipping on wet surfaces. That's how the first model, later called Beach, was born. It was primarily designed for sailors and water sports enthusiasts. But how did people react to it? After developing the first model, Scott, Lyndon Hanson, and George decided to showcase it at a major exhibition in Florida in 2002. This event gathered experts in yachting and water sports, and they hoped this audience would appreciate the comfort of their new footwear. When they brought the first samples to the exhibition, the reaction was, at best, reserved. Exhibition attendees familiar with traditional sports and beach footwear brands looked at the strange design with raised eyebrows. But a few brave souls decided to try on the Crocs, and that's when something happened that changed everything. Once they put them on, they literally fit like a glove. And they immediately began to realize that these slippers were not just odd, they were incredibly comfortable. Selling the shoes turned out to be much easier than they had expected. By the next week, several large dealers in the US had placed orders. And from that moment, Crocs began their quiet revolution in the world of footwear. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. After the successful launch and the first orders, it seemed like Crocs' success was already guaranteed. But the faster the company grew, the stronger the competition became. Major brands like Nike and Adidas started releasing their own versions of lightweight and comfortable footwear, but with established reputations and bigger advertising budgets. And most importantly, their designs were familiar to everyone, not as unusual as Crocs. The competition was fierce. With each passing month, it became harder to compete. Scott, Lyndon, and George could feel their dreams starting to crumble. Soon, complaints started pouring in from dealers. Amid the widespread imitations, counterfeits were popping up everywhere, and it became more and more difficult to retain customers. Shoes that once seemed perfect suddenly lost their uniqueness. They began to lose faith in their idea and thought about giving up. One night, gathered in their office, the three founders of Crocs admitted to each other that if things didn't change, they would have to close the company. The pain of seeing their product overshadowed by giants was almost unbearable. It felt as though years of hard work, all the efforts invested in development and marketing, might have been wasted. At that moment, each of them felt like everything they had built was slowly falling apart. But the decision to give up didn't come. After long conversations and deep reflection, they realized they needed to find a new path. Not by looking for shortcuts, but by doubling down on what made Crocs unique. They decided not to back down, despite the pressure from competitors, and to find new ways to conquer the market without losing their authenticity. They made the choice to focus on the right audience. But which one? When the competition with major brands became unbearable, Scott, Lyndon, and George realized they needed to change their strategy. They focused on people who cared more about comfort and functionality than the appearance of their shoes. These were doctors, chefs, nurses, and workers who spent long hours on their feet and needed comfortable, durable footwear. These groups hadn't yet been targeted by brands focused on fashion. The company began working with hospitals and restaurants, offering favorable purchasing terms. Doctors and chefs, who often faced problems with uncomfortable shoes, quickly recognized the benefits of Crocs. Lightweight, slip-resistant, and easy to clean. At first, many laughed at the odd look of the shoes, but once they tried them in real working conditions, their attitudes began to change. In this way, Crocs found its niche among those who valued comfort and reliability over style. But it was still not a billion-dollar business. Let's keep going. When Crocs became popular among workers and medical staff, the company faced the challenge of expanding its audience. This required not only marketing efforts, but also new ideas. In 2005, an event occurred that became a turning point for the brand. A Florida housewife, a fan of the shoes, suggested adding small charms that could be inserted into the holes of the footwear. These charms were named Jibbitz and became an instant trend. The woman noticed that both children and adults would enjoy personalizing their shoes and pitched the idea to Crocs. The company quickly embraced this creative idea. Jibbitz allowed people to insert little charms into the shoe holes, giving each pair a unique look. This innovation caught the attention not only of children, but also adults, and became one of the brand's signature features. At this time, Crocs also hired a new marketing director, John Dodson, who was tasked with bringing the company to a broader market. Inspired by the success of Jibbitz, they began to actively work on expanding their product range and marketing campaigns aimed at attracting housewives, youth, and the fashion-forward audience. With this step, Crocs evolved from just comfortable work shoes to a fashion accessory for everyday life, paving the way for the brand's mass success. It was from this moment that Crocs caught the attention of global celebrities. In 2008, when Andrew Rees became the CEO of Crocs, he introduced a strategy for global expansion and mass marketing, including active collaboration with well-known celebrities, which played a key role in promoting the brand. Rees came to Crocs with a wealth of experience, having previously worked at global corporations like Procter & Gamble and Reebok, and understood the importance of leveraging celebrities to boost product popularity. Under his leadership, Crocs became associated not only with comfort, but also with fashion, thanks to the support of numerous famous personalities. A particularly important moment was that these stars didn't just endorse the brand, they actually wore Crocs, which demonstrated their trust in the product. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most influential women in the world, became one of the first major supporters. In an episode of her show, she not only praised Crocs for their comfort, but also showcased them on air, which immediately attracted the attention of millions of viewers. This was a major breakthrough for the brand, but it didn't stop there. Kate Hudson, the famous actress, was also spotted wearing Crocs, and soon her appearance in the shoes became a symbol of both style and comfort. Following her, other celebrities like Justin Timberlake, Kim Kardashian, Taylor Swift, and Robert Pattinson were seen wearing Crocs. These stars wore Crocs on the red carpet, while on vacation, and even in their everyday lives, which significantly increased trust in the brand and made fans eager to follow their example. Such attention from celebrities not only helped Crocs break down style barriers, but also solidified their status as not just comfortable, but fashionable footwear. These stars who chose to wear Crocs became a powerful factor in turning the brand into a cult symbol of comfort and style for a global audience. But how did they manage to revolutionize the fashion world? In addition to its fame for comfort and celebrity endorsements, Crocs became a symbol of innovation and style through numerous collaborations with other popular brands. One of the most notable collaborations was with Balenciaga in 2017, which caused a true sensation in the fashion world. Balenciaga designers introduced an exclusive platform Crocs model, which drastically increased interest in the shoes as a fashion accessory rather than just comfortable everyday footwear. This unexpected alliance with a luxury brand turned Crocs into a trend, catching the attention of top-tier fashion experts and reigniting interest in unconventional and eccentric designs. At the same time, Nike also joined in, creating several sneakers based on Crocs footwear, attracting attention from athletes and sports fashion enthusiasts. These collaborations allowed the brand to expand beyond its traditional consumer base and strengthen its position in the higher-end market segment. Furthermore, new limited edition Crocs models often became collectibles. For example, the collaboration with Post Malone in 2020 was a landmark event. This release was exclusive, featuring unique elements like engraving and accessories, and was instantly sold out by fans of both the artist and the footwear. Post Malone even launched special models with customizable charms, allowing each owner to personalize their pair to match their individual style. Each of these collaborations with global brands and celebrities helped rewrite the fashion rulebook, transforming Crocs from niche workwear to a global fashion trend. The new designs, intriguing color and material combinations, and the involvement of famous personalities allowed the brand to expand its target audience and tap into new markets. Today, collaborations with brands like Vera Wang, KFC, and Hello Kitty continue to attract attention and maintain public interest, solidifying Crocs as a brand that knows how to surprise and inspire. With such innovative steps, Crocs confidently cement their place among the world's top brands, combining comfort, style, and unique design solutions, making them highly sought after by diverse consumer groups worldwide and turning them into a multi-billion-dollar business. Under the leadership of Andrew Rees, Crocs not only solidified their position in the market, but also began rapid international expansion. With the support of celebrities and an enhanced marketing strategy, the brand quickly gained popularity in various corners of the world. In 2011, the company achieved a major milestone when its annual revenue exceeded $1 billion. The company actively expanded its product range, introducing new models and accessories, which helped attract new audiences, ranging from young people to middle-aged individuals, and even seniors who appreciated the comfort and lightness of the shoes. Innovations like Jibbitz, shoe charms for personalization, became an important part of the marketing strategy and contributed to the rise in popularity. By 2013, the value of Crocs had surpassed $2 billion, and the company continued to grow, opening stores in new countries and increasing its market share on the international stage. By this time, the brand had become truly global, with a presence in over 90 countries. Crocs began to be associated not only with comfort, but also with a unique style that was accessible to everyone. It was especially important that the company managed to overcome its previous image of work shoes and become a part of mainstream culture. People began wearing Crocs in everyday life, and they became a popular accessory for the summer season in various countries. The footwear market, which initially seemed limited, was radically transformed by Crocs, which successfully created its own niche and moved beyond the traditional understanding of work shoes. Today, despite competition, Crocs remains one of the most successful footwear brands, with annual revenues exceeding $2.3 billion and a company valuation fluctuating around $5 billion. The brand continues to attract attention through innovation and steady demand, and its iconic models remain an integral part of the fashion world, helping Crocs maintain its status as a leader among footwear brands. Wow, stories like this prove that anything is possible if you really want it and put in maximum effort. Three friends took a risk and conquered the world, transforming ugly rubber slippers into a style icon, changing fashion and taste for millions of people. I hope that you, dear viewers, will be inspired by this story and will not even think about giving up in your own endeavors. And this was your doctor on your path to enlightenment.